It's been a few days. I've had my break. Today, Jimmy goes back to school. But first, I'm going to unpack my thoughts on what happened last time. I'll provide a timestamp in the video description if you'd like to bypass it all, okay? Let's get started with what happened beneath the legs of the ancient giant. Viewer reaction was mixed. I like that. You have commenters like Ivorius opening the conversation of video games as art. You have commenters like these expressing strong distaste for the encounter, to the extent that some of them decided to look up the fight and report unrequested details. You have commenters like Iris7i, who posit that imaginary numbers was one of those moments. And you have commenters like Mothra665, someone who, earlier in the series, provided unrequested, though interesting detail about Chancellor Pulsating Mass. Mothra's comment was the first anyone had left regarding imaginary numbers having intelligible boss design. My reply was incredulous and terse, and I spent my walk that afternoon thinking about how incredulous I still was. Their reply reminded me of how Andrew treats Jimmy. And there was other replies too, from joking ones to It's fun all around. So how do I feel about the optional dungeon beneath the lakes? Nothing positive. You see, my enjoyment of Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass comes from both the story and the gameplay. They're both strong, and they support each other well. I would have stopped playing long ago if that weren't true. Now, these optional areas have weaker story by default. The Arena, the Dark Dungeon, Dinkling's Fuck You, the Whisper Weaver Cavern, the Golden King of Legato, and so forth. Some have included dialogue, such as those memory areas, the Mad Queen's Realm, Beazel's Kingdom, and the like. But the Legs Dungeon had no dialogue or direction. I was just there to explore. The game has rewarded exploration, not always in the sense of treasure, with how exciting some of those toy boxes have been, but in the cool scenery, the music, the encounters, the boss fights. The Whisper Weaver fight frustrated me, but it's also been the most fun boss fight I've had in the game. It's uncommon that I am so engaged with a game. That's why I entered the dungeon. Now, what did I take from it? Well, the dungeon itself and the non-boss encounters confirm my suspicion. Jimmy has some discomfort with math, even though it's his strongest subject. See, Andrew wants Jimmy on the gifted track. Andrew is drilling fractions into a younger Jimmy's brain while having a phone call about Buck's truancy. And remember, things should be easy for someone as smart as Jimmy. Because Andrew can't accept that Jimmy is having trouble with anything. So look at Secret Meridian. It's a continent devoted to numbers, shapes, and science. We're fighting hexagons, variable fish, balanced equations. Andrew's influence looms so large. And as my older brother, amateur horror writer, says, there's horror in everything. In Jimmy's case, it's that math is more than math to him. It has to be. The regular enemy fights in the optional dungeon beneath the legs, they add to that. Lumpagon, squiggles. The dungeon pathing? Sure. Going through a dark cavern, lost while the music bleats numbers at you until you fall through a few fake outs and into the boss. It's not bad gameplay. I enjoyed reappearing on the path of enlightenment. So there's that. But the boss itself? Absolute trash. Casey, the developer, has taught me, the player, how to play and what to look for. Enemies indicate when they're powering up. Enemies indicate when they're countering, reflecting, or evading, unless they are enemies designed innately to do those things, like the fish. Enemies sometimes even change their appearance to reflect actions taken. Think variable fish, or concentric burdens. The game does well with conveying salient information during combat without a combat log. It's commendable. And the imaginary numbers fight just sets it all on fire. Is imaginary numbers reflecting on turn X? I don't know. I don't know how to get that information, I'm flying by the seat of my pants. There's no status, the boss ain't casting it, just go with it. Just go with the flow and see what happens. Or as I eloquently put it last video, random! Imaginary Numbers wasn't the hardest boss I fought, but it was the most obtuse. I found the fight unfun. I never want to do it again. I'll skip the area the next time I play Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass. Moreover, since I now know that can happen, I am less inclined to explore other areas. The Legs optional dungeon is the area I can point to and say, my opinion of the game would be better if this never existed. In this opinion, I am not rejecting what I've already said, about games being art and whether that's the point. I don't know what Casey's intent is, because I'm not having a conversation with Casey about it. What I'm saying is that my opinion of the game would be better if this never existed. Okay. This is the part where I acknowledge that you may have different feelings, and we're still cool. It's like how I think Dwarf Fortress is trash, but am still cool with people who love it. You see why I enjoyed this mixed viewer reaction? It's compelling discussion. Really, it is. That's not me being facetious, sarcastic. Some folks have difficulty discerning that in my voice. I really enjoyed the feedback for this and the video before it. Viewers were engaged. I got something out of this. It's also a compelling discussion, though, that me personally, because I can only speak for me, would like to move on from. I'll revisit this after I'm done with the game. Hell, maybe I'll go looking for Casey's thoughts. This is not now your invitation to provide me with Lord on High insight. I direct you to the blurb I've put in the video description, and I add a frowny face. That's all we needed to unpack, right? Just Legs Dungeon? No, I guess not. Let's spend a bit talking about what happened beneath Unbreakable Bridge. We did receive direction there. Cordelia Mouse went missing after the Muffin outing. It's irrelevant right now whether Cordelia still would have went missing had we not done the Muffin bit, but that's something I'll explore the next time I play this game. For now, consider that we went into that optional area with some direction, a reason to do something other than explore. The dungeon's aesthetic was awesome. The rooms were good. The music was fitting. The shadowy figures in and out of combat were great, without interfering with my ability to navigate. You can convey nyctophobia, or trouble concerning things that go bump in the night and what might be out there in the shadows, without giving me a dungeon where I can barely see. There were strong connections to prior areas of the game, Legato, Smile, and I would be remiss if I did not remind you all about the scarecrows in Giant Garden. They warned about the tragedy of Smile. Really, Casey has done a solid job of foreshadowing throughout Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass. That includes what happened here. Mr. Cat was an alright fight. He was like Slither to me. Not a negative, but neutral. I'm not sure how much he got to do of his combat arsenal. Of course, I'm also not sure how much of Imaginary Numbers, what Imaginary got to do in its combat arsenal. Distinctly disinterested in learning more. What Mr. Cat did before the fight, though, is clear. Rape and murder Cordelia Mouse. Oh, and we also learned that the Mouse family lost a child before, and that might account for why Mr. Mouse escaped the beach life. I think, like with one of those Andrew memories we saw in Secret Meridian, I'm just gonna leave this sitting here. And how much you want to engage with it and discuss it, as some viewers have reflected on it, is up to you. I'm not less interested in playing the game. I'm not more interested in playing the game as a result of what happened involving Cordelia Mouse and that dungeon. Would I ever return to that dungeon again in another playthrough? Probably. Yeah. Probably. Alright. I think that's enough of happy, fun time discussion. Let me open my notes and put in a timestamp. We'll say 11 minutes, because that's how long it's going to take me to put on my headset and launch the game. Timestamp. Yep, don't have the game open. Come along, Jimmy. I went ahead and had the conversation with Andrew, where he left the party off screen, so that we don't have to see that again. Jimmy has been dismissed to head to Shinryu Academy along with Lars. Andrew doesn't give a fuck what Punch Tanaka is doing because he really has no understanding of Punch Tanaka. Which means that Papa Kid knows exactly how Punch Tanaka likes to roll. I've got less money in my bank account than I once did. I bought supplies. Nothing but the usual. No gameplay happened off-screen other than returning back here. Let's head to Shinryu Academy. I delayed going to Shinryu Academy, out of interest in doing those optional areas while I still had a fourth member of my party, and also because, anime, visual novel, high school slice of life. I've seen this a lot already. It's time to see how Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass handles it. Okay. Good. Good. Watch where you're going, dweeb. Hey Lars, how's it going? I've got a doofy grin on my face right now. Yeah, he'll do that. I'm not surprised. Yeah. Yeah. Awful waffle. Awful waffle. A compelling argument, I think. Probably. Grin's mostly gone now, he says as he starts grinning again. Oh no. We've lost him. Oh no! Lars, please. Please, no. This is everything I ever wanted. Hey, Punch. Didn't he mention in one of his... Yeah, one of the tapes that got left for us, like the Journey of a Nameless Monk, about being a janitor. You see, this is what I meant about Casey's foreshadowing. Like, laying the stones, like the seeds, like planting the seeds in advance. Awesome. I know I can count on you, Punch. Absolutely count on you. Take care. Alright, Uncle. Take care. Yes. That was a rotting jack-o'-lantern? I don't... Huh. I don't know. Let's start from the top. Revolting blob. Math lesson. Jimmy already knows all the times tables, so he's bored. Don't want to divide your brain. Makes sense. Awesome. Alright, we're heading to computer lab now after math class. Would you look at that? Got Information Guy, got Jonathan Bear, Cash Monkey straight from Legend of Zelda, hopefully not System Shock 2. Aww. And I'm imagining Punch Tanaka speaking to Jimmy through a giraffe wearing sunglasses. I mean, sure. A code. I learned about that while watching The Breakfast Club. The giraffe flexes magnificently. They are, Punch. They are. Was it Punch? No, no. The custodial eyes and ears of this institution. What does this say about Punch Tanaka? Perhaps Jimmy's attitude towards janitors. He is empathetic. Welp. Take care, Punch. No, you finger gun. I don't even think I can do the douche or no douche prompt if it's Punch Tanaka finger gunning. Time for lunch. Hey, Lars. Ah. Learning a bit there about Lars's relationship with Grandma. Yeah, that'll happen. Oh boy. She might be upset over how much money we stole from her at the arcade. You're sitting in my spot. I'm sorry. We don't often see that emphasis on things that don't pertain to the pulsating mass. These customs are strange. What? Space case, space case. That's right, Lars. It's, object recognition. Okay. What's the plan? Yeah. It'd be better if it were you. Jimmy is 8. And I don't mean to say that in a disparaging way about being 8, but he's got the musculature and the... Oh, fuck it, he's imagined himself into a blob. I retract everything I've just said. Uh-oh. Not no good, Nick. Way to go, Lars. Just roll over. That's how the feudal system works. Lars gets it. Damn, Lars. Damn. Damn. Okay. Huh. Later. Later, Uncle. Sure. Let's turn into a low-level goon. We'll just keep on going down the line. Social studies. State capitals. Ah, Carson City. Really, you think about that? Not Reno, the biggest little city in the world? Or Las Vegas? Carson City. I mean, capitals, sure. When I think Nevada, as a kid I wanted to go to Nevada. Fun fact. Wanted to strike it rich, and as a kid, what I was more interested in was the ladies there, the showgirls, the exotic dancers. Yeah, I knew about that when I was 5 and 6. I wanted it. My parents thought this was amusing. They let me entertain these dreams. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad. Foolproof. Flawless. Alright. You lost me there a bit. Awesome. Go stuff it, Mom. A flawless plan. Alright, we can level our forms through this. The user interface of the game has changed in a way I find appealing. Ugh.
Jimmy hears a voice inside of his mind. I see you, Jimmy. Your little body, sitting in your little desk. Your little brain. I'm going to wrap my fingers around it and squeeze until it's mush. What do you think you're doing here? Do you think you can stop me? You'll never be able to, even with the book. I'm old as time itself. You? You're 8. You don't have a chance. Spent your last days with your family. When I come, you'll know. Your final moments will be a shivering, sweat-soaked nightmare. Oh, and the school field trip to Shinryu Fish Concern is coming up next month, so you'll need your parents to sign the permission slips by the end of the week.
Parents, that'll be a problem. Shinryu Fish Concern, I remember the tour being mentioned, again with the foreshadowing. Or prior mentioning, just little, delicate details interwoven into the game. Right, so that happened. Thanks, Principal Pulsating Mass. Beard Boy. Yeah, I think that's a problem with Dad sometimes. He'd rather be right than anything else. Lars, you have the highest defense out of anyone in this party. Lars, you are in our... Lars. He's not taking it too well. Neither's the video length. Oh boy. Maybe. Maybe. Okay, we'll be switching forms again. I guess this video... that we're going until school ends. I reckon. Happy little sunflower. Uh-oh. I'm familiar with her. A well-worn book. Yeah. There have been a few folks who've suggested the idea of it being a dream. Can't read in a dream. Don't think that's the issue. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. A spelling bee on Friday. Huh. I'm now... Oh. I'm just paying attention to the chalkboard back there. That's Mr. Marvelous. And that's failure. Damn. 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 Okay. For Dad's phase the plan, he hasn't done too well either. Yeah, makes sense. Way to go, Dad. Way to use that noggin. It was your first day, too. I understand. Well, strong word. There's even a countdown registered in-game. Well, all of that happened, and next time, more of that is going to happen, and other stuff too, I reckon. So see you then?